Hey everybody, this is Daniel from the band Nothing More, and you're watching Metal a Day.
Så står vi herude foran Pumpehuset. Det skulle være forår, maj måned. Det er det også på kalenderen, men som vejret har været de sidste par dage, er det ikke sådan særlig varmt igen. Men måske kan Nothing More få varmen lidt til her, fordi we're standing here outside with the bass player Daniel from Nothing More. You excited for tonight? What's going to happen?
I am. I'm very excited for tonight. It's the last night of our little European tour. We just got off a full UK tour with Pumpehuset. It's good times. It's good times. So the last night's always a very special night. We spent a lot of time in Copenhagen. Love it here. So to end the touring for the entire summer here is special for us. So, yeah.
You just told me you did like, what was it, 200 days away from home last year?
Yeah, it was about 260, 270. It was about 165 shows. So.
And your latest record is like 2 years old, so why did you want to come over to Europe once again?
Because why not? You wanted us to, didn't you?
Exactly.
So, yeah, you know, we've toured with Papa Roach one other time in the States, and it was phenomenal. So to get to do the UK with them is great because we love their fans, we love that band. And then while we're over here, we might as well jump over to Europe and do some headlining shows. So.
And now you're in Denmark again.
Now we're in Denmark
because I think I missed seeing you guys for like 2 years ago when you played in Pumpehuset too. I wasn't at that gig, but after that I became a major fan and was like, I am going to see you guys at Copenhagen. And Mathilde behind the camera was there too, and some of our friends, and we were like blown away by your performance. And not to like put smoke up your ass, but it was like seeing something so different from so many other bands, because they can have backdrops, they can have many things, but it seems like what you're doing is so special. How would you characterize your live performance?
I don't know. It's hard to characterize it. I don't know. We're into it. You know, anybody can put on a CD and listen to a band, and you get the songs. But to actually be there live in person, that means that you're going to see us and what we're passionate about. And one of those things is just kind of making a crazy different live show. I actually got into welding about like 6 or 7 years ago to build what you see on stage, and I don't know, it's a huge passion of mine now. I love getting to like reflect, like bounce ideas off the guys, like they see what I'm building, and then we work on the entire musical piece and the piece as a whole together. Like for instance, the Scorpion Tail, that was an idea that Johnny had originally. All the audio side, you know, and it was kind of to do a live band dubstep kind of remix, and it's like, man, I don't think that's ever been done before. Like that's a mind-blowing idea, and we were able to do it years ago with the technology we had, but it didn't look cool. So what I wanted to do was take it up a huge notch and really give the audience like a visual perspective, a violent visual perspective to what they're hearing. Okay. You know, it's one thing if you have a little device and you hear a guitar pitch bend, but it's another thing if you're atop a big steel structure and you know, kind of wrestle it over and see that to the audio. So yeah, we love it. You know, music's one of the most powerful things on the planet, I think, and there's just a lot of energy into it. So to actually be able to put a bunch of weight on stage that takes a ton of physical energy to move, I feel like is the perfect complement to that.
So what do you want the audience to take back home from after they've seen you live?
I don't know. I guess it's a good question. You know, we're a very DIY band. When we started, we just kind of set out and said we don't need a label. We don't need anybody telling us we're cool. We don't need money. We want to learn and do everything on our own. And that was how we started. And to be this far into it is cool because we literally learned how to do a bunch of cool things and people get to see them. Like we are with the label now, and 11/7's been fantastic, and they actually still let us produce our own records, which is cool. Because that's dangerous. You know, how long are they going to take? I don't know. But yeah, you can do anything if you set your mind to it, if you have a passion for it, and if you never give up. Sometimes you end up where we are, which is kind of a cool place. So, yeah.
And going a little back, you talked about the scorpion tail. What is the next step for this big scorpion tail? Is it going to evolve? Are they going to come more up on stage? So what is the dream?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. I've another big show idea that I'm going to start building the moment we get back home. So I don't think the scorpion tail is going to be retired, but something else is going to be there the next time you see us once we have a new record. So
you're like going together like a band and talking about how can we put this performance to the next level?
Pretty much, yeah. Like I've run a bunch of ideas by them. We've kind of brainstormed some things, and since I'm the only one that does metal work, I'll go and start working on it, and then I get things together, and then I show them, and they're like, "That's cool," or "That's not cool," and or I say, "That's not possible," or things like that. So it'll probably be it's going to be something involving drums. That's going to be the only thing I give away, if it's possible to build. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to actually giving the scorpion tail some time and us being able to work that into a set in a new way. Because when I built it, I finished it the day a tour started.
Wow.
So we were just
told me it worked.
Yeah. Oh, it didn't work at first. There were some crazy shows that some people were at where things were just malfunctioning. But that's kind of the fun of it too. We're out there testing it, and every day I was out by the bus welding pieces back onto it or redoing the wiring and things like that. But it's cool, it's kind of the pioneering spirit. So, and things like that, we find that the coolest things you can't really buy. You kind of have to come from within, and so yeah.
Do you think about that when you're going into a recording session to do new music? Do you think about how can we work on this live and incorporate some other things, or you're only thinking about sitting down and listening to it?
Yeah, we've separated it. We don't think about it live. Like we want to make the best recording there is. And then it's kind of a fun challenge to reproduce it live. So, yeah, because recording, you have an infinite amount of time and tracks and all this stuff. So it's fun to take something that huge and then take it into the rehearsal room and craft it into what will make sense on a stage. So,
all right. And not to talk too much about subgenre, it can be a pain in the ass. Obviously, you guys are some metal guys, but at all the records I've listened to, it seems like you are evolving for every record. Is this a conscious decision to like push yourself or the genre, or is it just to challenge yourself?
Yeah, it's just to challenge us, and we evolve as people. Like we're not the same people we were. We've gone through X amount of more life since the last record, and we've learned things as individuals, and we've changed as artists and as musicians. And yeah, the music reflects that. So I think we're going to be a band that just constantly evolves. We look. Some of our favorite bands are bands like Incubus. You look at like their catalog, and no two records are the same at all. But you can totally tell it's still the same band.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's kind of the coolest thing to us.
But it's like an easy example to say if you have Slayer, like Dahlia Murder, if they put out another record that didn't sound more or less like the past one, fans are going to be so angry.
Yeah, no, they will. But I think it's a new era, and people are into evolution, and I don't know. That's what we're going to do.
So what inspires you as a band? What inspires you as a band to keep on going, like music-wise or in the world? What inspires you to?
At the end of the day, we love music. Like it feels good to play an instrument. It feels good to sing. It feels amazing to perform. Other than that, I mean, we love life, and we love philosophy, and we love, I don't know, helping people and being a part of other people's lives in whatever way we can. I don't know, we love the synergy that we feel with each other and the creative energy that can happen when you're around like-minded people. And I still think that's the coolest feeling on the planet. So that's why we keep going.
It's not like you're looking at the news in the morning and going, we're going to talk about this or that. Or...
No. We look at the news, but we're just not a political band. Like, we mention some things sometimes, but we never want to tell people what to think. We're more interested in the journey of figuring out how to think. So.
Okay. To make people think.
Yeah. If you can show someone how to think, then they can never be steered wrong. You know, it's like teaching a man to fish opposed to just giving him a fish. Yeah, same thing.
And the last part, I mean, we already talked a little about it. When you're going home, you're going to weld something more, and what is going to happen with the band?
So we're taking the summer off, and I'll be setting up shop and getting going on some new things. We're all at this point writing individually. Just because we've been touring so much, we don't want to jump back into writing just yet, because we have a big tour with Ghost in the U.S. at the end of the summer, starting in September. It'll be 6 weeks, just us and them. We're super stoked about that. And right when that tour's done, then we'll come together and be working nonstop until we have a new record.
The cycle keeps going.
The cycle keeps going. It never ends. Get me out.
Man.
Get me out.
And on that note, I'm looking forward to the
Hey,
performance
thank
tonight.
you.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thanks for all the support. Thank you guys for all the support too.
Tak fordi I fulgte med.